We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello everyone. Today we will understand single phase fully controlled bridge rectifier, which is also known as 2-quadrant converter. You will later on understand why it is called 2-quadrant converter. Okay, I will explain it later why it is called 2-quadrant converter. Before it, we have to understand why it is called 2-quadrant converter. We need to understand the operation of this fully controlled bridge rectifier. So let's understand it. This is a circuit of fully controlled bridge rectifier. Input is A and B. 2 terminal is sinusoidal, and as we know that it is a rectifier, so it will convert from AC to DC. Why it is called fully controlled? Because whatever the switch we are here using is self-commuting switch, and also we can control according to as per our requirement. So T1, T2, T3, T4, and this is your load, and our input is sinusoidal. So this is our supply, this is a waveform of our supply voltage, which is a sinusoidal. So first of all, we have to take some assumption that our input is purely sinusoidal, and load is constant and ripple free. This is our assumption. Load is constant and ripple free. That means our load is RL type, you can say, and it is a constant and ripple free. So let we give the gate pulse at somewhere 30 degree or 20 degree, somewhere here, as shown in this waveform. I am giving gate pulse to G1, G2. Its gate pulse to these switches. G1, G2 is respectively T1 and G2 to T2. So I am giving gate pulse to T1, T2 in positive half cycle. This is a 0. This is a pi. Okay. So in positive half cycle I am giving gate pulse T1, T2, and in negative half cycle I am giving gate pulse to this switch T3 and T4. Okay. So in positive half cycle T1 and T2 will conduct, in negative half cycle T3 and T4 conduct. So when it will conduct, okay, from 0 to alpha, T1 and T2 will not conduct. As soon as I am giving the gate pulse over here at somewhere 20 degree or 30 degree, so it will start conducting. This is my waveform of output voltage V0 or VL, voltage across the load. So I have given the gate pulse at here T1 and T2. So as soon as I am giving the gate pulse here, this T1 and T2 will be turned on, and your load voltage is connected with your supply, our supply. Load voltage is, our load is connected with our supply, and current will flow from A terminal to T1 back to load T2 and back to B. This way current will flow from A terminal to T1 thyristor or switch, load T2 switch, then back to B. Okay. So at that time your load voltage is same as your supply voltage, so instantaneously it will jump to this voltage. Instantaneously it will jump to this voltage. So it is a like this, and till the T1 and T2 on, till the T1 and T2 on, your load voltage is same as your supply voltage. Okay. See, at pi also, up to pi, it is same as your supply voltage. But what will happen at pi plus alpha? Okay, this is a pi plus pi plus alpha, and this is a alpha. So what will happen between pi to pi plus alpha? Supply voltage is negative, but still our T1 and T2 is on because of the stored energy in the inductor. As I told, our load current is constant and ripple free. Load current is constant, that means it is a continuous conduction mode. Okay, so whatever the stored energy in your load is keeps the T1 and T2 on. After pi it keeps T1 and T2 on. Supply voltage opposes T1 and T2. It makes the T1 and T2 off, but because of the stored energy in the inductor in your load, it keeps T1 and T2 turns on. So as soon as T1 and T2 on, your load is connected with supply. It is the same as your supply voltage, so it follows the supply till the pi plus alpha. See, it follows the pi plus alpha supply. It follows the supply voltage. So as soon as you are giving the pulse at pi plus alpha to T3 and T4, it turns off. Whenever you giving the gate pulse to T3 and T4 at pi plus alpha, it turns off. So T1 and T2 turns off over here instantaneously, back to 0 here. And at T3 and T4 you are giving the gate pulse, so T3 and T4 is turn on, which T3 and T4 is turn on. Our supply is negative. Okay, so current is flowing now from B terminal to T3, B terminal to T3 load. Okay, T4 to back to A. See, direction of current is from supply, it is reverse, but for the load it is the same. B to T3 load, T4, and here from A, outside A. So this way. Okay, it is also positive for, it is a positive for the load, but for the supply it is a negative supply. Current is reverse. So this is a waveform of current, supply current. Okay, same as from 0 to alpha, T3 and T4 on. Here pi to pi plus alpha, T1 and T2 on. Okay, and pi plus alpha, T3 and T4 conducts. So what happened before, after 2 pi plus alpha, again T3 and T4 will be turned on. Continuously it will be on. Why? Because we have not given the gate pulse to T1 and T2. We will give gate pulse to T1 and T2 again at 2 pi plus alpha. So till 2 pi plus alpha, T3 and T4 ons. Okay. So what happens between 0 to alpha? So obviously from 0 to alpha, T3 and T4 is on. As soon as you are giving the gate pulse at alpha, T1 and T2, T1 and T2 will start conducting, and T3 and T4 will turns off. So at 0 to alpha, T3 and T4 conducts, and alpha to pi plus alpha, T1 T2, again pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha, T3 and T4, and 2 pi plus alpha to so on, T1 and T2 conducts. Again this cycle is repeating. Okay, so in this way single phase fully controlled bridge rectifier works. Okay, so here we have given the gate pulse less than 90 degree. In first case we have given a less than alpha is near equals to 20 or 30 degree. Okay, so here if you find the average value of output voltage, it will be positive. Average value of output voltage, because more positive portion, you can see in waveform, more positive portion is there and less negative. So if you will find the average value, it will be positive. And this is the waveform of load current, which we have assumed that it is a constant and ripple free. This is a supply current. Okay, so this is the equation of average value of output voltage V0 alpha, because our switch is conducting from alpha to pi plus alpha, and also it is repeating, so it is taken as a 2 upon 2 pi alpha to pi plus alpha. Supply voltage is Vm sin omega t d omega t. So if you will integrate it, you will get this equation, V0 equals to 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. Okay, so in first case we have taken alpha is less than 90. Now if I take alpha greater than 90, then what will happen? Let's see. So we will understand how this converter works, or it is called two-control converter. See, same circuit is there, T1, T2, T3, T4 supply voltage is sinusoidal, but here I am giving the gate pulse as greater than 90 degree. Okay, this is 90 degree, this is our pi. Okay, so I have given the gate pulse greater than 90 degree somewhere here. So at that time T1 and T2 will be on for this much of period, positive. Here it will be on again T3 and T4. So my positive portion is less. So here also T1, T2, T1 and T2 is conducting here at pi plus alpha. Okay, this is my alpha, so this will be pi plus alpha. T3 and T4 will be on. So if you will see T3, T4, again here T3, T4. So my positive output voltage is very less because I am giving a gate pulse from alpha greater than 90 over here somewhere. So here it will turn on T1 and T2. So load is connected positive with positive supply over here only. Entire this negative cycle, load is supplying energy. So it is a negative. T1 and T2 ons, but T1 and T2 ons, but just because of load discharges is energy. So if you will see, if you are giving the gate pulse greater than 90 degree, alpha greater than 90 degree, so here you are getting negative output voltage. If you will find this average value, you can see from the waveform that this value negative portion is more than positive portion. Okay, so you are here you are getting negative output voltage. So similarly, same function, same switch is on, but just because you are giving gate pulse greater than 90, you are getting a negative output voltage, and if you are giving the gate pulse less than 90 degree, you are getting positive output voltage. So by using this converter, by using this converter, you are getting positive voltage first quadrant operation also, where you are getting positive current and positive voltage, where alpha is less than 90, and if here alpha is greater than 90 degree, then here you are getting negative output voltage and positive current. So that's why it is called two quadrant converter also. Okay, two quadrant converter also, that's why it is called. I hope you understand why it is called two quadrant converter, because if you keep alpha greater than 90, you will get negative output voltage average value, and if you give alpha, if you keep the alpha less than 90 degree, you will get positive output voltage. And this equation 2 Vm by pi into cos alpha is valid only if your load current is continuous. Okay, if your load is RLE type, then this equation is not valid. The equation is valid only for load current is continuous. I hope you understand. Thank you.